Hello, Jody Underhill here. I want to talk to you today a little bit about some of the 10 worst things you can possibly say when you're talking to someone about your new GeneWise business. The first word is the word opportunity. While in itself opportunity is a great word, when it comes to network marketing, it's probably one of the most overused words that's out there. When you tell someone you have a business opportunity, they immediately get their guard up. What you can do instead of using that word is use some replacement language like project, proposal, venture, proposition. If you'd like to add the word business in front of those words, that's okay too, because it will get their attention to when you're talking about a business venture or a business proposal or business proposition instead of the business opportunity. The second word is the word meeting. It's very used in this business as well, and no one really wants to go to a meeting. So what we suggest instead is using words like an informal gathering or a business briefing or a small get-together, because people are much more receptive to that than they are going to a business meeting or especially an opportunity meeting. The next word words are a few key people. I'm looking for a few key people. How many times have you heard that one? Something to use instead would be, for instance, I'm looking for a special person or someone with certain skills or someone who can meet my requirements or leadership potential. Those will be a lot better than using a few key people, which they've heard over and over again. Next is I'm involved with. It sounds like you didn't have a choice. Instead, you can use words like something has been brought to my attention, or something very interesting has crossed my desk, or crossed my path. It's much better than saying you're involved with. The fifth one is using words that are salesy, like it's awesome, it's fantastic, it's exciting, it changed my life. What that's doing is it's hyped, it's aggressive, and it's kind of pushy, and it does sound a little salesy. When you say something like fantastic, it's your opinion. It may not be their opinion. Instead, you can use words like attractive, interesting, great potential, it's meaningful to me, or it's intriguing. Next is get rich. Whenever someone hears you say that they're going to get rich, immediately they probably discount it a little bit, and they think it's about you getting rich because you're selling them something. What you might want to do instead is, in a more believable way, is that you've come across an attractive income stream, or a substantial income, or could be a substantial income for the right person, or leveraged income, or finally you'll get paid what you're worth. Because that's exactly what happens with network marketing, is you get paid completely relative to the amount of effort you put into it. The seventh is saying something like, you'd be perfect for this, or you'll love this. Again, you're subjecting your opinion onto them, and no one really wants to have something pushed on them. They would rather have it be left open for them to make their own conclusion. So you could use words like, this may or may not be for you. This may be something that's up your alley. Or you may already have the skills for this. Or this may be a good fit for you. I don't know. You'd have to check it out for yourself. That leaves it open for them to make their opinion. You're not pushing it on them. Next is, what I'd like to do is, I got news for you. The prospect doesn't care what you'd like to do. They only care what they'd like to do. So the way you can buffer that is by asking a simple question like, with your permission, I'll show you the program. Or, may I make a suggestion? If I show you the program, you can take a look at it and decide if it's for you or not. Or, if it's okay with you, I will. See what I mean? Much better than what I'd like to do. It's asking their permission. Next is telling them, you're in for a treat. Again, that's your opinion. It may not be a treat to them. So what you need to do is say, if you're like most people, you'll appreciate the program, or I'd like to get your feedback on this, or I would welcome your appraisal. Finally, keep an open mind. How are they supposed to do that? Immediately, they probably close their mind whenever they hear that. So instead, you'd say, see if this meets with your approval, or decide for yourself, and that leaves it open. So those are the top 10 things that you shouldn't say, and some replacement language for what you should say. To briefly recap, here's how it would sound with the old language. Pardon me reading this, but it's a little long. I'm involved with a fantastic business opportunity that has changed my life. I'm expanding the business and looking for a few key people who want to get rich. You'd be perfect for this, and what I'd like to do is invite you to a meeting to meet some awesome people. All you have to do is keep an open mind and you'll be in for a treat. If someone called and said that to you, I'm sure that you wouldn't be jumping through the phone to go. How about this? Let's see if this is just a little different. The new language, and what we suggest you use with GeneWise, is I'm working on an interesting business project and I need an associate or two that can meet some business requirements. This may or may not be something you're interested in or even fit into. My question is, would you be receptive to looking at something outside of what you're currently doing? That way it leaves it up to them. It's rejection proof and it allows them to make the choice if it's something they want to look at or not. And it builds a little bit of intrigue as far as it may or may not be for them. It's showing that you're not counting on them 100%. So the old language, new language, we'll have some other examples a little later on. Thanks.